Hey everybody, it's Alan from the Helmet Center, and today I'm going to be talking with Derek O'Neill, who went on an awesome ride up to Prescott for like a day trip, and I want to hear all about it. Derek, thank you so much for joining us today on Everyday Adventures. I really appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you for
Absolutely. So tell me, who was on this ride that you guys took to Prescott, and what was the occasion? What were you guys doing?
there was probably about 1,500 riders or so, quite a bit. Maybe not 1,500. It was probably about 400 riders at least
Okay.
uh, on that ride. I've been on to Prescott quite a few times before as a single rider, just going by myself. But this
Now,
one
I,
was
I want to ask you, it sounds like a big event. Something was going on here, and I'll ask you to tell me
yeah.
about that. But I'm also curious about which way you go up to Prescott. Are you going up Yarnell, up the back way, or are you going through like Prescott, Chino Valley, Prescott Valley?
I not I'm not sure exactly. I know we went through Fountain Hills up that way. I think that's the 87, but
Okay.
I'm not sure to be
Yeah,
honest.
I got you.
I think it's the back way because ended up going up through Prescott Valley and then all the way up through Prescott. I don't think we went by Yarnell at all. I think we bypassed
Yeah.
Yarnell and went.
So you went with a big group of people up from Fountain Hills up 87 through Payson and then over up to Prescott area. That's a very
Yeah,
cool ride.
yeah. Oh yeah, more sightseeing, a lot more twisties. You definitely have to be skilled doing 87 for sure. I
Yeah.
hit it a few times where it's been kind of sketchy at some points because the snow and ice and everything destroys the roads.
Yeah,
But
absolutely. So you sound like you were in back to my original point question. You had a sizable group of people. Is this just something you put together, or what was the occasion, so to speak?
so we had lost a rider
Oh,
probably about 6 months before then, and it was a memorial ride for him.
I got you. And what was his name?
His name is Todd. I don't remember his last name. I just know him from Helmet Center. He was a technician there, and
Oh,
he rode a lot. And he was also I think he was pretty sure, from what I understand, he was a former professional racer too,
oh wow.
uh, rider.
Okay, so this was a memorial ride for Todd. You guys got several hundred people to go up from Fountain Hills to Prescott.
Yeah,
Wow.
and our community, and our biker community. I don't know. I've been to other states, but I feel like Arizona is very inclusive as far as motorcycle riders. There's a lot here, and there's a lot of people that love to ride and enjoy living here because of the riding season. It's pretty
Yeah.
much all year long.
Yeah, that's true, man. I mean, there's a couple of months when it gets pretty brutal hot, but with the wind blowing on you, it's not too bad. But yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. We got great weather for riding.
Oh yeah, and a lot of people wear like cooling vests under their jackets too that keeps them cool while they're riding. So even during the summer months, I'm like, it don't bother me. I'm
Yeah,
fine.
no, I totally feel you. So, tell me about what were you riding?
Oh, I
What's
was
your
on this.
ride?
It was a 2000. Now I'm trying to think what year that was. I believe it was the 2005 CBR 300.
Okay.
Uh, it's my At that point it was my fourth bike I've owned in my lifetime, street bike.
Yeah. So you've been
I
a rider for a long time.
Oh yeah, for about 10 years now. That CBR 300, before I even went on that ride, I had 20,000 miles on it already
Wow.
in 1 year because I had been just daily riding it to work every day, and then doing long hauls on weekends and days off. I was doing a lot of just sightseeing rides. Um,
So it sounds like you're not a guy who is just riding for fun every once in a while. Do you ride a bike like pretty much continuously?
oh yeah, yeah. I'm on a bike right now. I'm on a Suzuki Bandit, and I've been riding that daily for the last year. So
Oh wow.
every day to work.
Well, you're saving a buttload on gas. I can tell you
Oh yeah.
that.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much I'm saving now. Gas prices are getting insane, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's still not too bad compared to a car for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. So, so tell me a little bit about this trip. What do you think is memorable? What sticks out for you about something that was really cool about this trip?
Well, I think one of the main very first points is that the camaraderie between bikers is so like they don't care what you we don't care what you ride as long as you're on two wheels. You could be on a Harley, you could be a Bandit. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. That part is very cool. Is that we are so close to each other, even
Th-
though if we don't know each other.
yeah, absolutely.
And the second thing is, for me, I prefer long distance rides. Like that's my forte. Um, I'm not much of a city rider. I know a lot of people like just to go here to Tempe. I'm like, that's not a ride to me. Like I like to go and just go, you know.
Yeah.
So for me, I think that's the second part of it is that it was like 3-4 hour trip
Yeah.
up and then 3-4 hours back. Like that's my style of riding. You don't have to worry about traffic. You just got 2 lane roads and just nice scenery, and you can just go and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Lots of twisties if you like, whatever your thing is. But I feel like that's enjoyable for me to get out of town and enjoy that more.
Yeah. Did you guys stop? Did you stop along the way and check out some sights or scenery or anything?
Yeah, there's a couple pictures I think I sent you where we stopped like up near Prescott Valley. There's like a lookout point. You can see the
Mhm.
whole valley from
Mhm.
there. We stopped there and took pictures. It was me and 3 other riders that did that,
Nice.
and just stopped there and just hung out. And then we continued on. It was very, very beautiful, beautiful area. Like, I don't know. I don't like looking at buildings around in my neighborhood. You know, I like to get out and see like scenery and trees and,
Yeah.
whatever. That's more beautiful to me, I think. I'm from a
Absolutely.
small town myself. So,
I totally understand, man. There's I've been traveling I like traveling outside of the city for sure. But there's this feeling that comes over you wherever you're heading in which direction. Like if you're going down the I 17, once you
yeah.
get up on Sunset Point, there's this feeling that comes over you. It's like I'm breaking away from whatever that was back
Yeah.
there.
Like leaving all your problems behind and just
Absolutely.
mind is clear and free. And when you're riding, you're not thinking about anything else but just the scenery. And
Yeah.
obviously you're checking your mirrors and stuff, make sure there's no
Yeah.
traffic hitting you or anything. But
Sure.
it's definitely more slow paced, I feel like, than
Yeah. Yeah.
everyday life.
That's kind of living in the moment for sure.
Yeah.
What did you guys happen to stop off in Prescott while you were there and enjoy lunch or anything? Did you guys get together somewhere
Yeah,
when you
so
got
there's
there?
like in Prescott Valley, when you come up over the top of the 87 towards Prescott, there's a gas station right there. I think it's a Chevron. I'm not sure. But we literally filled the entire parking lot of that Chevron. Everybody's filling up with gas, getting water, whatever you need, just chilling out. And we were able to go in and get some food and just hanging out and stuff. And I'm pretty sure like Prescott Valley was shocked when we all rolled in town. Like all of us showed up, and then all the riders ended up, they had 4 different groups. They ended up catching up with each other at the end, and then we filled the entire parking lot. It's like nothing but bikes everywhere, and all these kids are like walking in, like, "Oh wow, look at all these bikes," and checking it out and stuff, and
Yeah.
that was kind of cool. And then we left there, and then got all the way up to Prescott, and then we filled the Dutch Bros parking lot too, like completely packed full. And Dutch Bros is like completely overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So it was pretty. It was a good ride, but it's pretty crazy.
Did you, and now you mentioned that it sounded like you had two or three guys that were with you. These were like buddies or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Did
People
you
that
guys, did you guys kind of break away and, just explore the town, have lunch or something? Did you enjoy the town for a little bit?
Not really on that ride. I think because our focus was on Todd and
Yeah.
and just being there for Memorial at that point.
Yeah.
So we were just there to enjoy the ride and be with other riders and just remembering him and his life.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a different. I'm trying to think of the word.
A different objective.
Different mindset, I guess,
Yeah.
if you, for lack of a better word, is that
Yeah.
we weren't there to enjoy everything. It was
Yeah.
more of we're there for our buddy. So
Nice, nice.
um,
So that's pretty awesome, man. That's pretty awesome. Now, whenever I go on a trip or something special is going on, I always, after it's over, I think to myself, what would I have done differently? What would have made this better? What would you say about that? Having, reflected on it, if you're doing a memorial ride or taking a trip like that, what would you do differently? Would you have done anything differently? Did everything
I
go
think.
smooth?
Well, I think for me, like, not the ride per se, but I feel like I wish I would have connected more with the riders that were there and got to know them personally.
Yeah,
And I wish that we could have got like some kind of video collaboration of all the riders that were there. Like, oh, this is who was all here, kind of like a memorial thing for
yeah,
Todd.
yeah,
And even had a sign-in book or something. Hey, who showed up? And then have that as a memory.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think that would probably be something that I wish I could have done.
yeah. No, that
Sure
totally,
about. I'm sure most of the riders that were at that ride aren't even in Arizona anymore.
right.
A lot of people move in and out constantly, and I think most of the riders that were in Arizona at that time are no longer here. And now we got a whole slew of new riders that moved here recently. So
Right, right.
the It's still a biker community, but it's definitely the landscape of the biker community has changed.
I'm glad you mentioned that. You know, because I've been thinking about that, and you know, as the helmet center, I think
Sorry.
that no, that's okay. As you know, the helmet center, I think we're always, you know, thinking about the community. And I think
Yeah.
that's super important. What is your assessment right now of the community? I mean, who do you look to kind of create that community, or how do you create that community yourself within your own small group?
I think for me, as an older, more experienced rider, I feel like I have a responsibility to mentor the younger generation, especially if not young new riders that haven't lived in Arizona a long time and don't know the roads here, don't know the environment or the landscape.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of dangerous stuff happen, especially in this last year of new riders that have come here and don't know what they're doing and inexperienced.
Right.
I think for me, that's my responsibility as somebody that's been riding a long time and has experience, good experience. I feel like it's my responsibility to mentor the younger generation, be like, look, don't be doing wheelies. You know, this is a different environment. It's not 10 years ago where there's less traffic. Now there's like, it's like LA traffic here now.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why every day I see more and more accidents happening with motorcycles because there's lots of new riders here that don't know the landscape, and it's changed a lot drastically as far as the traffic.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think for me, that's where I want to be at, is where I'm mentoring people and like, hey, let me show you how to ride the right way. If you want to ride like crazy or whatever, you're gonna kill yourself, but that's, you know, it's on you. But I want to at least teach you the right way. I'll lead you to the water, and then if you want to drink it, that's your choice.
Absolutely.
But I feel like I need to mentor people,
Yeah.
especially new riders.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I think that's everybody, you know, if you've been doing anything, you probably, that's the next step, is to try to mentor somebody and show them the ropes if they're interested in it. I mean, that's the ultimate.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
awesome. That's awesome. Well, dude, I know you work nights and you probably would like to take your day off. I totally appreciate you coming on and chatting with us, and I think
Absolutely.
everybody will get a get some good out of this discussion. That's super cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything else? Did I forget anything? I'm just checking my notes here. I mean, it sounds good. I mean, that's awesome. And I would just remind everybody who's watching, if you have a cool ride story that you want to share with us, come on. This is super. Has this been fairly super simple?
Yeah, absolutely. I did want to add something though.
Yeah, please.
For anybody who's out there listening, who's a new rider, I feel like my advice to you is do your research, learn how to ride the proper way, because it's so deadly here in Arizona as it is. And if you're riding dangerously, you're just adding way more risk to yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like I ride a lot and I love speed, but I don't really speed when there's a lot of traffic. I do it when there's barely any traffic, and I'm usually in one lane. I don't bob and weave through traffic. I've seen them do it, and there's things that I see riders do that I would never do on a bike.
Right.
Just because I know, with my experience level, I know how dangerous it could be.
Yeah, absolutely.
It only takes 2 seconds to make a mistake. So
Yep.
That's my advice to listeners out there, is that if you're a new rider, go take a rider's course, get some experience, and learn how to ride the right way. It will definitely help you in the long run. Keep you safe.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Derek, I really appreciate you coming out to chat with us about this, man. It's been a great conversation, and I'd love to have you back sometime, man. If you
Oh,
got,
absolutely. Thank you for having me. I'd love to be back anytime you want.
you know, I asked you to send me photos in advance of this meeting, and you sent me a buttload of them. So I'm guessing you're a guy who takes photos wherever you go.
Oh yeah, I actually have a camera on my helmet now because number
that's
one,
awesome.
my protection in case of an accident
Sure.
happens, and then two is I like to video record my rides.
Well, dude, that's awesome. I'd love to have an opportunity to chat with you again sometime about another ride, man. Are you planning anything? You got anything in the works for maybe this fall? As the weather's getting real nice?
Depends on my work schedule, because of me just starting at Southwest, I'm low on seniority.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to get a schedule that I want. Yeah. So it all depends on what my schedule is. Right now I have Monday and Tuesdays off, so it's kind of hard to get a ride in with other people because everybody's working during the week.
Right, right. Well, I hope you're able to put something together, man. And if you do, just reach out. Love to do something with you again. It was a great conversation. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think my next ride would probably be the PCH Highway in California.
Nice.
I'd love to do a coastline ride.
That would be nice.
That'd probably be the next ride for me.
Well, if you do it, man, let us know. We'd love to talk with you.
Sounds good, man. Alan, thank Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. We'll talk again soon.